Duckboat Dispatch, episode number 39. We are 1 week removed from the Patriots Super Bowl loss. Josh is here, Sarah's here, Tom is here as well, and we have a lot to get to. 1 week removed, where did the Pats go from here? We'll be getting into. We're going to be, I'm not big into manifestation, but that's a young person word, so we're going to be manifesting our perfect Patriots offseason. Later in the show today, we are going to look at the pretty much all but confirmed Jason Tatum return, the theory about the return date and that, and then spring training is kicking off in Fort Myers for baseball, and the Red Sox ownership and management is continuing to spit in the face of all Red Sox fans, so we'll touch on that as well, and we'll introduce a new segment at the end of the show. So a lot to get to today on episode 39 of the Duckboat Dispatch. We're going to kick things off with Sarah to get the tone set.
Well,
Real quick, Sarah, am I tweaking, or is your hair like two different? Is your hair like lighter on the bottom?
so I got highlights in October, and I decided the day after that I didn't like them. So this is just the hair growth from October.
I thought I was losing
And-
my mind.
No, you're not. I'm also in the living room, so it's more light. I'm surrounded by windows right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's set the tone for the show today, Sarah.
I'm sick and depressed, so I've been better.
The Patriots loss has hit Sarah hard, as you can tell.
Yeah. Also, this is just a PSA to mothers and fathers out there. Please don't send your kids to school sick. Just because you give them medicine doesn't mean that they're not contagious. Because this is the 15th cold that I've had since September.
Well, the parents don't want to get sick, so they gotta send the kids somewhere.
Kids gotta go
No.
somewhere.
No, it's the parents don't want to take work off. Or it's not even that they don't want to, it's that they literally cannot. They can't take work off, so they have to send their kids to school.
Man, I know I'm only 22, but like I'm so glad I don't have kids.
Me too.
I'm so glad. Like I know so many people are like, "Oh, I want to have kids when I'm older." I'm like, dude, right now, dude, don't give me a child. Don't give me.
I don't want one. I don't want one anytime soon. Maybe when I'm 30.
I mean,
All right.
I'll think about it.
I don't know.
All
I
right.
just can't imagine myself like
They're awesome though. I love all the kids that we have, but
yeah,
it's
kids,
a lot. It's a
kids
lot
are-
of work.
kids are cool, but like I wouldn't I can't. I'm not mature and responsible enough to take care of not only a whole wife, but also a little 2-foot human that can't.
That's probably just going to be a mini version of you.
Yeah, that that is literally the little human is dependent on me. I'm
Yeah.
I can't go away.
Well, they're only really dependent on you until they're 4. And then they can kind of do their own things.
See, once it learns how to talk, that I'm like, all right, nope, can't do.
Honestly, once it's potty trained, you're fine.
I could take care of a baby. Once it becomes a toddler and a small child, that's
See,
when
I'm different. I would much rather just
I can do
get
that.
it while it's a toddler than have a baby.
I'll take I'll take the baby. I can't do the toddler. It's the behavior.
Okay, then you can have my child until it's 2, and then I'll take it back.
I'll take care of the child so you can continue. I'll go on your maternity leave for you.
Perfect.
I'll go on your maternity leave, and then once it learns how to talk, walk, and at least learn how to pee, then I'll give it back to you.
Okay. I mean, I can do the potty training, but yeah, it's not horrible, but just don't
it's a
send them
boy.
to school sick.
I'll potty train it.
Okay.
If it's
Deal.
a boy, I'll potty train it.
You might have to take it up with Xander, but deal.
I'm okay with that.
All right. Well, as you can tell, the Super Bowl loss has hit everybody hard, and we didn't have
Yeah.
Josh last week, so I want to get to Josh. What were your thoughts on the game? A week removed, we've all had a lot more time to digest. What are our final thoughts on the Super Bowl?
I mean, straightforward, disappointed. I was expecting the Patriots obviously to score way more than they did. What was the final score? 29-13? Is that correct?
Something
I don't
those
even
lines.
remember.
29-13, I believe, was the final score. The
If
defense,
they missed for 2 points.
I can't call it an ugly game, even though everyone is going to. I can't call it an ugly game because I think the defense did great. I think the defense, at least up until, dead time, crunch time, I think the defense really put the Patriots in great opportunities to score in the first half and the
What are you
third
barking
quarter.
at?
I mean, they kept the Seahawks all to just field goals. You have to keep that in mind. The defense for 3 out of 4 quarters just gave them straight field goals, and at halftime you were at 9-0 at half. So I do blame the offense mainly for this game.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously did take advantage when the defense set them up perfectly. I don't think there is a single person I can really blame it on. Everyone wants to blame it on McDaniel's poor play calling, Vrabel in general, Will Campbell getting 14 pressures, I think, and then Drake Maye obviously with the bad shoulder, getting shot up before the game, not having a great game himself. I mean, I see it just as a collective offensive dumpster fire. But I'm also not panicking at the same time. For those saying that Will Campbell needs to go or Will Campbell needs to move to guard, I'm with Mike Vrabel on this. Mike Vrabel said that Will Campbell is our tackle. He's going to stay as our tackle. I'm completely with him on that because I trust with what Mike Vrabel has said over the past year, especially when it came to guys underperforming, aka Ramondre Stevenson. After what, the Steelers, was it the Steelers game that Mondre had like the fumble on the 1 yard line and he had like another 2 fumbles, something like that? Was that the Steelers game?
It was the Dolphins game. I think it was the Dolphins or the Steelers game.
I thought it was the Steelers game because that Steelers game was more or less the Patriots shot themselves in the foot more than
It could have been. It was one of those two.
I believe it was the Steelers game, and then everyone was kind of jumping ship on Ramondre and saying Ramondre needs to go, and then Mike Vrabel backed him up, and he was like, "Nope, we need Mondre. He's a part of this team. He's a valuable part of this team." And then for the rest of the season, I would give Ramondre Stevenson I give him like a 7 out of 10, for his level and what he did throughout the entire season. So I think there were times that Mondre, he had a terrible game, but then Mondre really stepped himself up, and he actually ended up being one of the guys on the offense who really showed up during the playoffs. And so if Mike Vrabel if everyone's going to immediately start jumping ship on Will Campbell, especially because he was dealing with the injury, if everyone's jumping ship on him, but Mike Vrabel is backing him up, I will 100% put my chips in with Mike Vrabel. I'll put my trust in Mike Vrabel because he said we shouldn't give up on Ramondre Stevenson, and I don't think we should give up on a rookie tackle coming off an injury just yet. I think people jumping ship are completely delusional, whether it is Campbell, Drake Maye, anyone. If you're jumping ship on this Patriots team, you're an idiot.
I agree with you 100%.
And I'm glad you said that because it really segues us into the next point I want to get to, because I think we all agree on what happened with the Super Bowl. They ran out of gas. Whether it was the injuries or just the talent.
They ran out of gas?
They ran out of gas in the Super Bowl.
They had no gas to begin with. They ran out of the gas in the Broncos game then.
I mean, you could say that as well. I think the weather contributes to that a lot as well, which led to the game plan.
The weather was a huge factor in the Broncos game. The AFC
Championship. 100%.
Nobody except for the Broncos punter could play in that weather. No.
Yeah, that punter is, and even the Eagles punter, not the Seahawks punter is disgusting as well. I've noticed that in the playoffs. Part of what manifesting my perfect Patriots offseason.
I was gonna say, so maybe we need a new punter.
Sneak peek. Well, you might hear about that in about 20 minutes or so when we get to
that was ridiculous.
But no,
the guy couldn't take it past the 50-yard line.
No, it was bad.
Awful.
And you don't notice that until it really matters in games where field position is like literally all that is going on in that Broncos in the first half of that Seahawks Super Bowl. But Josh, you mentioned jumping ship, and I'm glad you mentioned this because the reaction last week and continuing to go on from national pundits to local pundits to, fans, people are jumping ship on Drake Maye so fast. And I can't believe people are jumping ship on Drake Maye. They're now wondering if he is going, we'll get to you in a second, Sarah. Let me set it up. People are saying, I just can't believe people are now wondering, okay, maybe he's not the franchise guy. Maybe he's never going to get back to a Super Bowl. They bring up they cherry pick all these random ass stats from, 18 out of 19 quarterbacks who have lost their first Super Bowl, haven't made it back yet. And it's like, okay, look at the list. It's like Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brock Purdy, I think, is going to have a good shot to get back. I think Joe Burrow is going to have a good shot to get back. That's like the most recent 5 right there, or 4 or 5 right there. So I just can't believe people are so quick to jump ship, especially in New England. Like, nationally, I get it. If they lost, the conversation was always going to pivot to he was a schedule merchant. They never played anybody real. He threw up MVP-like numbers against crummy teams, and he really had no shot and was exposed when he played real competition in the playoffs. But locally, for people to jump ship the way they have on Drake Maye, it's embarrassing. Just think about where this team was circa 36 months ago. Like, where they were. Not even 36. Circa 13 months ago. Ending the season with the win over the Bills, firing Gerard Mayo, back-to-back 4-13 seasons. We've gone through 2 head coaches in 2 seasons, and now Drake May's come in here and 1 vote shy of an MVP, and you're ready to run the kid out of town. I can't believe it. I really cannot believe it, Sarah.
I think a lot of the fact has to do with, and sorry, Sarah, do you want to go? I'm sorry.
No, you can go. You already started.
No, go ahead. Now I feel bad.
I don't want you to lose your train of thought.
No, I know what my train of thought was. I completely ignored you. I forgot you wanted to say something. Go ahead. I'll eat my banana bread.
So, you know the song? I think it's Chris Brown.
I don't know
Where it's
where
like,
this is going.
these hoes ain't loyal.
Okay. I was a little less worried about it. I was a lot more worried where that was going before you mentioned the song. I was very worried. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a bad
Chris Brown.
I was gonna say
I woke up.
Chris Breezy.
No.
Right?
No. I mean, I know the song you're talking about, but no. That's also that's not a song by Chris Brown. Just saying.
Is he not Chris Breezy?
That's who he is, but that he didn't write the song. He doesn't sing that song.
I don't know.
Who does?
Lil Dicky, I think his name is.
You don't know Lil Dicky?
You don't know that song? Oh my God.
I'm a J. Cole purist, okay? I listen to real rap when I listen to rap.
Well, I never said that he was a real rapper.
All right, but anyways.
And my point is, the song These Hoes Ain't Loyal.
This just said, Tom does not believe Lil Dicky and Chris Brown are real rappers. Shout out them.
No, don't say that about Chris Brown. Come and hit me.
I feel like Chris Brown.
You just said it. You said I listen.
Sarah, speak.
You said I listen to real rappers and only mentioned J. Cole.
What about Kendrick?
He's in that conversation too.
What about Drake?
Listen to Kendrick, not Drake.
Drake is weird, but I'll throw him in there.
What about Cardi?
Cardi?
I love Cardi.
I'm kind of scared of her now, low key.
I love her.
I'm kind of afraid.
She's a character. She's such a
oh my God, she's amazing.
In a good way. In a good way, she's a character.
I feel like there's nothing she will not like. I just feel like she walks into her room and it's just everyone's immediately happy and giggly and just like, I don't know. She just has a very
I get bubbly personality.
Yeah, I was gonna say bouncy, but I'm like that's not the right word. But my point is,
not her personality. It's not a
Shut
personality.
up.
You walked into that one. Come on.
My point is,
these hoes ain't loyal. Yes.
My point is, these hoes ain't loyal. He is 23 years old, and by he I mean Drake Maye. He's 23 years old, and his sophomore season threw MVP stat numbers, brought us to a Super Bowl after back-to-back seasons of being 4-13, and he has Hunter Henry's the oldest person on the team right now, maybe?
I would agree. I think if you look...
all of his weapons are young 20s.
Yeah, and I think history will look back and say, man, his weapons were really mediocre. I think at times and that's one of my...
I wouldn't say mediocre. I would just say young.
I mean, and you look around Steph Diggs
it's inexperience. It's inexperience. That's all it is. It's not they don't have talent. If they didn't have talent, they wouldn't be in the NFL.
No, they have talent. But if you look around, you compare it to other, think of all the teams that they played in the playoffs. Better weapons. With the Chargers, okay, yeah. But if Nico Collins is healthy, the Texans have better weapons. Cortland Sutton,
one person.
Marvin Mims. Yeah, and one person
that they heavily rely on, and that's what I love about the Patriots is that we have a wide receiver room that we don't heavily rely on one guy. We can rotate that ball to different people, and I understand that you want that wide receiver one, you want that clear-cut go-to guy. I personally don't. I think that makes a strong team weak.
I think it opens up everything else, and then you can play that dink and dunk with the rest of the guys to who has the day.
Yeah, but then they cover.
Yeah, but they need someone to draw the coverage because if you look at the playoffs, who offensively had good playoffs? like wide receiver wise, weapon wise, who had a good
All I
playoff
heard
run?
about before the Super Bowl was JSN this, JSN that. I didn't see JSN once on that
Because
field.
Gonzo played the best game of his career.
Exactly. So that's exactly my point. If you have that wide receiver one, your go-to guy, and you have no one else you can rely on, what's going to happen?
The Seahawks also did just run the ball down the Patriots' throat. Like Kenneth Walker had 25 attempts, I believe.
But that's what I'm saying.
it
I
opened
want
things
to
up
keep
for-
Stevenson. I want to keep Henderson. Have two great running backs there that we can also rely on if our guys are covered in the field.
Yeah, it's about balancing the offense. But I think balance of the offense is great. I agree. But at some point, you need the star power and the talent. More importantly, the talent. And I think the wide receiver room and the offensive weapons, like the players that Drake managed to throw the ball to, don't have that talent. And I think that really came to light in the playoffs when they were playing top defenses. They could not find anything consistently. I mean, the Texans game, they scored the most points, but that's because they had four turnovers in short fields. And I think that highlighted that. I think history will look back and say Drake May's first year didn't have the greatest weapons. You look back at Tom Brady's first year. He was throwing the ball to Troy Brown, Deion Branch. He had Randy Moss within his first 6 years in the league. He had elite weapons to throw the ball to. My guy Jermaine Wiggins, he was throwing the ball to his first year. Like, he had weapons to throw the ball to help him grow in that sense. While I think Maye is physically and like realistically, if you compare talent and like how they perform in the NFL, he's ahead of Brady, where Brady was. Like, if you put them at the same spots in their careers, end of year 2, Maye is way far ahead of Tom Brady. But Tom Brady had more help to help him grow and to become the greatest quarterback of all time. So I think that's something they need to seriously consider, which we'll get into when we start manifesting our perfect off seasons. But I say all of that to say this: I think history's going to look back and say these were really mediocre weapons that Drake Maye helped perform better. How many teams does Stephon Diggs have 1,000 yards on? How's a 1,000-yard season with?
I'm going to be so honest. I don't know because I've never followed him until now.
Like, how many teams is Kayshon Boutte having a breakout year for? Like, how many teams is Pop Douglas having the type of season he had, even though he didn't have the greatest? Like, how many guys? Matt Collins, how many touchdowns is he getting on other teams?
I love him.
I'm just asking the question. I'm not coming after him.
He did good in Buffalo.
Yeah, he did good in Buffalo, and he was the only guy who did well offensively, did anything in the Super Bowl. Like, those are the yeah.
So if we keep him and we sculpt him and we nurture him and we train him, he could be an offensive weapon.
But you could say that for anyone, though, I feel like.
Exactly. Why don't we keep with what we have? Maybe pull a weapon in the offseason. That could be a little bit more of your go-to guy, but I don't want to have that one guy that we have to rely on every single week. God forbid he gets hurt. God forbid something happens to him. Then what do we have? Nothing.
I'm kind of 50-50 with both of you. I think you're making good points each. I'll go more into it with the manifestation, but I'm in between both of you, literally, and on my screen too. I'm in between both of you. Going back though with the jumping ship thing, I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that like Patriots fans are just straight up spoiled, and that the fact that and I think a lot of the people jumping ship are casual fans. That's what I think it is. Tom, you were at work the last week, and I think you made a really great point during you had the whole segment of where you don't like Super Bowl parties.
Yes.
I want to expand on that. You like long story short, you just say you don't like Super Bowl parties. There's too many people talking. You just want to focus on the game. Yada yada yada. I want to expand on that because I feel like something I noticed at least when the Patriots finally made the Super Bowl, at least the AFC Championship, is that the amount of non-sports fans I saw, like throwing Super Bowl parties, posting left, right, and center, having these these huge gatherings to make it seem like they've been following the team the entire season. They're this diehard fan. Tell me, I guarantee you they didn't watch a single regular season game. I guarantee you. And that's what I think my issue is that once the Patriots made the Super Bowl, everyone's like, oh my God, now I need to jump on the train because we're in the Super Bowl. I don't want to miss out. We're such a good team. I'm a diehard fan. Name me 5 wide receivers right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all these fair weather fans and people who just kind of want to rage bait you into saying ooh, maybe Drake May's not like, no, Drake May is literally the best quarterback from his class so far 2 years in into what is looking like a studded quarterback class. He was
think-
1 vote shy of the MVP. He's 23 years old. He's only going to get better. Let's give the chance to grow. And they're like, oh, well, we didn't like how he was talking the AFC Championship game to Josh McDaniels, like, this is really hard. Or when at the end of the game, there's a clip of him getting knocked down out of bounds, and Vrabel's like, hey, buddy, do you want to finish? And it's like, he shouldn't have to be asked if he wants to finish the game. It's like, hey, buddy was playing with a legitimate shoulder injury, which, again, hand up accountability. I did not take serious enough before the game, so I think it's kind of a cop-out for me to bring it up now, but he's playing with that. The game is over. He's getting decked on the sidelines. He already probably feels pretty bad. I mean, you see him after the game getting choked up at the post-game press conference. Like, he is a human being as well. Playing football is a hard thing to do. Playing quarterback is one of the hardest things to do at a high level in professional sports as a whole. And even Tom Brady in his Patriot Hall of Fame speech said it very plainly. Football is hard. So the fact that this 23-year-old kid is saying this is really difficult right now, and then Josh McDaniels is kind of coaching him up. What is wrong with him being like, I don't want to say like emotionally vulnerable, but like just being honest. Like, football is tough. He was struggling in the Seahawks game. He couldn't get anything going. He took an extra beat, and Vrabel coached him up when he's on the ground. Like, I don't see the problem with that as a 23-year-old kid growing up in front of our eyes.
Yeah, it's the casual fans, and I might as well just say it's the bandwagon fans of New England. I will greatly say that New England has a very, very large bandwagon grouping. It's if you did not watch, first of all, if you didn't watch this entire season, don't come to my Super Bowl party. You have no right to critique and criticize my quarterback if you did not watch this entire season of football, because this team wasn't even supposed to be here in the beginning. If you did not sit here, and I know New England did not have a long, period of time of going through the trenches. They had the 1 year of Cam Newton, the Mac Jones years.
And then it was like a 7-year span. There was like 7 years between Super Bowl appearances?
Something like that. What, 2019? So yeah, 7.
2019 is 2026, yeah.
And the Gerard Mayo year. If you did not sit through those years, and especially if you did not sit through at almost every, I won't say every game, almost every single game this year, you have no, sure, if you want to sit down and watch Super Bowl, go ahead, but you have no right to, if you did not sit through all that pain, you have no right to sit there, critique my quarterback, criticize him for failing, and immediately start jumping ship just because you saw him fail in the only game you have watched the entire season. I guarantee you that is the only game you've seen, because it's the damn Super Bowl and you wanted to be this inclusive person who wants to throw this huge Super Bowl party so you can have all your friends over, and then you're like, oh my God, we're Super Bowl champions. I'm a diehard fan. No, you're
not.
Name me 5 players right now not named Drake May. Go.
And don't name Drake May, don't name Will Campbell or Stephon Diggs. And then prove to me. But that's the thing.
I'll do you one better. Name me 5 defensive players.
There you go. I will say a lot of people have questioned me on being a bandwagon fan. Mostly in like high.
We can confirm Sarah's not. We can confirm Sarah's French toast that she is not.
Yeah, I get really crazy. But I sat through those 2 seasons. I did not miss a game when we went 4-13. I sat there, I screamed at the TV when I had to work. Thankfully, it was at the job that I love, and I got to watch the game while helping customers, which really wasn't good for the online reviews, but whatever. And I vividly remember when we played the Saints and they shut us out. I remember that. And I just remember praying to God that we got a field goal, and it didn't happen. But I literally moved my work schedule around last year so that I had Sundays off, so that I could sit on my couch and watch the Patriots hopefully win a game. So to the people that just watch the Patriots in the Super Bowl and just want to get off on them winning the Super Bowl, watch a regular season game.
Anything Sarah says or does in this show does not condone to Tom or Josh. Her opinions and critiques are her own opinions coming from her own mind. Do not take anything she says seriously towards Josh or Tom. Thank you.
Yeah, we need to get that. We need to get a button for that. It just goes.
Yeah, you do. I'm not saying anything bad though, but my point is that don't jump on the bandwagon just when we're doing well. And I am guilty of it with the Bruins. I I will say though, I am a Bruins fan. I can name a lot of the players. Brad Marchand is my number one favorite player, even though he's not with us anymore. But
On a team, he's not dead. He's on the team.
Sorry, he's not on the Bruins anymore. Sorry.
Brad Marchand.
No.
The Sarah jinx is not real.
Even though it is real. It's very much real. Just when like calling bets and stuff, that's why I called tails. I've read that conversation. I have a screenshot of you and Josh's conversation when it wasn't tails, and I have read it to about 5 people, and I think I pissed myself laughing every single time.
My new saying I have.
Oh God.
Coin toss. I won't say it on this, but it's funny.
You could say it after.
No.
But my point is just show up for your team. It's not hard.
And I think for the local local national reporters who watch or follow the team way more closely than any of us combined do, who are like trying to beat down Drake Maye, I think I don't want to say like lazy reporting, but I think it's like just enjoy the fact that we have a up and coming we have an up and coming team, a young quarterback, and we never thought we were going to be here. I don't know why we need to. I understand in the moment, in your gut reactions. I was pretty hard on Will Campbell. I was not.
I was too.
And I think everybody was. But I think now that we're a week removed.
That was our emotion.
Yeah. I think we're a week removed. We can enjoy the season for what it was. It was a massive success. A team that people didn't think they were going to be in the playoffs. We're in the Super Bowl. So, they had an easy schedule, but things broke their way. But that's not in their control of who they play and what happens to other teams along the way. So, use that against the players, especially Drake Maye, I think is really lazy. I think it's a cop-out. And I think, as fans of the team, if you were reporting on the team, that's your journalistic job. But as a fan of the team, to question Drake Maye, I just don't understand how you can call yourself a Patriots fan when he is 23, coming up on it's going to be his 3rd season next season. He's played, I think, 28 starts in the NFL. Let's slow down a little bit. Give the kid a chance to grow.
Wasn't this his first full season starting?
Yeah, he started after week 6 last year, I think.
Give him a fucking break. He's a baby.
Yeah, give him a chance to grow.
He's literally younger than, I don't know, he might be younger. But he's younger than me.
He's 20 days older than one of my friends from high school. 20 days.
Let's cut him some slack.
How good were you at your job at 23 years old? Genuinely, how good were you at your job at 23 years old? It takes chance to become better.
Do you want me to answer that truthfully?
Sarah, you just said you were watching the game at work. You weren't paying attention.
Well, I was allowed to. No, I made manager at 21. So
Okay, I don't want to hate on your manager. You're awesome, but quarterback in the NFL.
Manager of a restaurant. No, totally get it. Totally get it.
Different things there.
But still.
As you went on.
Whoa. I need my breadsticks. Hold on now. Someone's got to get me them breadsticks.
Well, Sarah's watching the game right now, so your breadsticks are getting cold, Josh.
Damn it.
I'm going to be so honest with you. I literally just, when the game is on, even preseason, I tell my servers, I'm like, if you need something, you go to my sister. You do not bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you walked into the kitchen, one of the chefs has a radio, and the game would be on the radio. So no matter where you went in the restaurant, you were hearing something football related. It was great.
Yeah, but I'm glad we all are on the same page when it comes to the Drake Maye stuff. I'm really glad that nobody here was like, maybe Drake Maye isn't I just thought that was the stupidest conversation to have.
If you think that. My biggest point coming into the Super Bowl, or the playoffs even, was if we lose, yes, it will be very upsetting. We will all be upset. I will be upset. I was upset.
I cried.
But if you're looking at the season, I literally projected this team to have 7 wins. 7.
I projected more than that.
Good for you.
Thanks. It's called having faith in my team. Learn about it.
But yeah, so I'm glad we're on the same page. So just before we move on, this show right here, the Duck Boat Dispatch, we are on the wall defending Drake Maye. We are on the line. We are not letting this Drake Maye slander in whatsoever. We love our quarterback. We believe in our quarterback. And we are open to fair and honest criticism of our quarterback. But to wonder if he is no longer in the franchise after one loss is not fair criticism, we believe. And we will defend Drake Maye till we die.
I want the people at home to look at me in the eye.
I thought you were going to get the Uncle Sam, I want you to defend Drake Maye going. And that would have been so tough.
I want a
graphic.
Huh?
You know the Uncle Sam, like,
Yeah.
I want you
Yes.
military?
Yeah.
Can we get that, but can we put, like, your face on it and be like, I want you to
Me?
defend Drake May?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can probably do that. But I want people at home to look at this man right here and tell him he's terrible at his job. Tell him he's bad at his job.
Just a fun
He
guy.
looks purple.
Well,
It's
his
the
face
glare
is a
from the
little dark.
phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, why is he purple?
I want you to tell this humble man, this humble 23-year-old in his Pokemon costume, making children happy on Christmas, that he sucks at his
Halloween.
job. Or Halloween. Yeah, I don't know why I said Christmas.
I think it's
I got you.
Halloween. Yeah.
I want you to tell Dragon Drake May that he sucks at his job. Go ahead.
And then you have to deal with me.
Fair. One last side.
Also, Anne May, don't come for her.
And Michael's
And Michael,
comments are still
sorry,
pretty
and
positive.
Michael. Good. If you come for the Queen of the North, you will deal with me. And I promise you, you do not want to.
Sarah's one of the royal guards.
I am.
It's like those people at like the British Palace, bro, where they walk back and forth and they stand there.
They got the big
Like
Yeah.
a big fuzzy hat.
Yeah, Sarah's got the big hat. You can't see her eyes, and she's like, "Don't you dare come near
So
the
we need you to put your hair up and like that. You need 18 pounds of jelly to do it, but we're gonna have to ask you to do that. Are you
No one comes near the queen. Step back.
Alright, What's your
He's got it nailed.
what's your last thoughts before we move on to
Alright,
our
it's
perfect
real
offseason?
quick. It's real quick. Very off topic. Halftime show. Good, not great.
Yeah,
Good, not great.
I liked it.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
Wasn't my favorite, but I liked it.
Yeah. it wasn't
Also,
the worst,
Tom didn't like the Rihanna halftime show.
but- Yeah,
Neither
but
did
we
I.
all know because of gambling. Because it was
Neither
gambling.
did I.
Oh. What the
It's not
fuck
like-
is
I'm
wrong
s-
with you guys?
I
Because
was.
I'm
should've
sure the halftime
asked
show was
me.
great.
Okay, you should have asked me then what I thought the first song would have been. Because
That
I got
wasn't
it
what
right.
It was
Well, I
who
didn't
was
put-
going to be the surprise guest,
I didn't.
was my
put
issue.
For child.
and I thought it was gonna be Eminem, and I had a lot of
Well,
money.
you're a moron.
I have a
they have
confession,
so many
Sarah.
bangers.
Eminem, I don't think will be on the halftime stage unless the Detroit Lions are in the
He's
Super
been on
Bowl.
it twice.
He was in
I'm
it.
saying again, I don't think he's
Okay.
going to come back.
Okay.
No. I didn't put money on the halftime show. The only thing I put money on, and this is a little confession because I feel terrible about it. I gave Tom. I put down a $3 bet with Tom that
Oh, God.
Rihanna would trip during the halftime show. I did not know beforehand she was pregnant. I did not know. I didn't know.
All right, but let's move on.
No.
So let's move on to our perfect Patriots offseason because we've done this. You know,
Sorry,
it's been the celebration of life that was the 2025-26 Patriots season. We're moving on now. NFL offseason really kicks off tomorrow as the franchise tag window begins. Some players have been released. Tyreek Hill has been released by the Miami Dolphins, so he's a free agent available. I don't know if I want
don't
him
want him.
necessarily. Maybe on like a vet minimum contract, I could be
No,
talked
thank
into
you.
it.
No thanks.
After that leg injury,
It depends when he comes back as well. So let's move on to what we think would be our perfect Patriots offseason. We're going to manifest it. We'll go one at a time. Before we do, though, these are the list of Patriots free agents I just want to go through. I think only like 4 or 5 of them are real big names. So we got Chason, Hawkins, Tonga, Hooper, Vidarian Lowe, Jack Gibbons is a restricted free agent, and then the rest are kind of, I think Jack Johnson there as well. The rest are kind of like guys that names I don't really recognize, like Alex Austin's on the list as well. Jack Westover's on the list. So I think the big names that I just wanted to highlight were Chason, Hawkins, Tonga, and Hooper. Were the big names that I think are on that list. Yes, Sarah?
I want Tonga back.
Okay. Yeah, I think everybody wants Tonga back. He's just a
That
little guy.
man was like, he's like a fucking bowling ball. He knocked down the entire Bucks line in one blow.
All right. So who wants to go first moving forward, manifesting their perfect Patriots offseason? Who wants to go first?
Not me.
how many points do you have, Tom? Like how many how many like topics do you have? Because I have a number.
I don't
I have
anything.
I know Sarah's winging it. I know you and I wrote it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Jesus. Okay.
0. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I forgot that we agreed to do this until I got the text to join the link. I've been sitting on my couch watching Bridgerton because I'm deathly ill. If you can't tell from my voice.
All right. So we'll let Sarah go last, and she can kind of steal
Thank you.
points.
I'm
Josh,
going to.
you can go first, Josh.
I have 4. Okay.
All
God, Tom's gonna take forever.
Tom, I'll tell you this. If you have any you agree with, or if you have any the same, just
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do I want to go with priority? Should I go from like priority 1 down to like the bottom?
It's like you're manifesting your perfect offseason. What does it look like for the Patriots?
Step 1, I want to extend Gonzo.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think after his performance in the playoffs and this season in general, he clearly is a solidified top 5 cornerback, top 2 depending on the game. Top 2 depending on the game. I think he is easily one of the best secondary defenders in the league. I don't understand why you wouldn't. You drafted him for a reason. Obviously, I know Belichick was the guy who drafted him, but I know clearly Belichick saw something good in him, and damn well he was correct on that. He is clearly your second best player on this team. I don't see a reason why you don't extend him after the performance he just had in the playoffs, especially the Super Bowl, shutting down the Offensive Player of the Year, JSN. The number I don't exactly know. Obviously, the cheaper the better. I lost both my friends right now. Both their cameras are off. I lost them. Great. But I don't know the number. Obviously, the cheaper the better, but I don't really think you can go cheap with this guy considering he's a top 2 cornerback. You have to reach up into like you have to reach high with Gonzo. There's no cheap way of doing it. It will affect the rest of the team going forward, especially when that Drake Maye contract ends and you have to extend him. But right now, I think a clear thing to talk about is extending Gonzo. I don't know how you don't do it. Are we adding on, or am I just going to my next?
No,
thing?
There's $42.7 million in the cap space.
Yeah, they have plenty of money in the
They got plenty of money.
Yeah, I'm not good with salary cap numbers. I'm not good with, giving players certain contracts, but I know you have to give Gonzo his bag.
I agree. He was the only person that played well in the Super Bowl besides Matt Collins. I love Matt Collins. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but I love him.
God, how do I tell Sara I don't know if he's going to come back or not?
He's in contract.
I know, but
he's what?
He's under contract.
Well, I know he's under contract, but there's always other ways of getting rid of players.
Yeah.
No, I need to look this
up. All right,
up.
so you want to pay Gonzo. What else do you want to do, Josh?
Secondly, I want Max Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
I want
Me too.
I want Crosby over AJ Brown. I have 2 points why, and I'll go into my second reason after I talk about when I go to my next point.
Dang it, he has a girlfriend.
First of all, Max Crosby said he would love to play for Mike Vrabel, which we have
Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't after, the locker just because of the locker room presence you see from Mike Vrabel, who wouldn't want to play with him. So that's just your key number 1. Number 2, obviously, he has expressed he wants out of Las Vegas. Number 3, I mean, I love Chason, but I think if you were to replace him with Max Crosby, I will 100% love to do that. You get a very well experienced older veteran edge rusher, which is one of your biggest weak points on this team. I understand the offense is a weaker point, but I think that if you can have a top 5 edge rusher with Max Crosby and he wants to play for your team, I don't understand where you don't do that either. I would much rather have Max Crosby than AJ Brown, because my next point is I understand. So, okay, this is where it goes into I'm 50-50 between. Actually, hold on. Anyone want to say anything about Max Crosby?
No, I agree. I think you go out and get a top edge rusher in the league. A guy that wants to be here, go get him.
He's also dirty.
Yeah.
He's very good.
I don't think
he's a dirty player, and I like that.
Love it.
Gamble one of your draft. If you have to give up draft capital for Max Crosby, if you give up first, go right ahead, first and seconds. I don't think you take one of those draft picks to select an edge rusher. But my next point is where I'm 50-50 on you guys with the receivers, because my next point is I want to draft the receiver. I want the receiver. Yeah, I know that's not going to happen because first of all, we have a low draft pick. Second of all, if we do trade for Crosby, that pick is probably going to have to go as well.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't my number 1 priority with the offense. But if we were to get a wide receiver, I want that wide receiver to be young. That's why I don't want AJ Brown. I want the wide receiver of this team, if we were to have a clear-cut number 1 wide receiver, to be a guy. I want him to be a young guy who can grow with Drake Maye that we can have for years to go on. I don't want to just sign some A.J. Brown guy who is on the older side, locker room issues, sounding like someone we know on this team, veteran. I want someone young, but that's not my number one priority with the offense. My number one priority with the offense is I want to. Well, no, I'm jumping too far ahead. So that's where I lean with Tom, where I want a number one guy for my wide receiver room, but I'm not prioritizing it too much because I also agree with what Sara said about having so much depth in our wide receiver room that I don't think we need a guy now. I don't think we need the guy like now. I think we can have time to develop a guy. That's why I'm saying get a young guy, develop that guy, worry about the other things first, and then come a few years, you'll probably eventually have that guy. Because my number one priority for the offense is still the O-line. If you are going to go into the draft, I still think the priority is to draft a lineman. I know I'm not jumping ship on Will Campbell. I'm not jumping ship, but I think having kind of a failsafe, or considering that I think still the biggest failure of this team is the O-line. And I'm not saying to get rid of Will Campbell yet or Morgan Moses, but I think with what you see with the receiver team, the receiving room, you have so much depth. I think if you expand that depth on the O-line, you might be able to find a guy or two to actually put in so you can have Drake Maye get help so that you don't have to go into the playoffs again with an injured Drake Maye because he's taking hits left, right, and center. So I think as long as I want to see them draft O-line. If they're not going to trade the picks for Max Crosby, I would like to see them take that number one overall pick for a lineman. If the draft falls in that order.
That it?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, I agree with a lot of your points. So here's my plan: manifesting the perfect Patriots offseason. First thing you're gonna do, you're gonna pay Christian Gonzalez his money. He is one of the best corners in the league. You saw it on the biggest stage in NFL on the Super Bowl. He can do it all. Pay him his money. Don't let that linger in the camp. Don't let it become a problem where he's holding out and
You shouldn't second
camp
guess
and things like that. Just go pay Christian Gonzalez. He deserves the money. And then speaking of money, Stephon Diggs, you're going to restructure his contract or he is getting out of here. I am not paying Stephon Diggs $20 million he is owed with this contract. Restructure it. Find a way to make it cheaper. If he's not willing to play ball with that, he's gone. He's out of here because you're going to go get a legit number one wide receiver. A.J. Brown, George Pickens, one of those two guys. You're going to go get Drake Maye, a real number one guy to go and play with. And then if Steph Diggs wants to stay here with a cheaper contract, a team-friendly contract, that's great. You got A.J. Brown, Steph Diggs, Kayshon Boutte are your top three wide receivers right there. And then that's the offensive side of the ball right there. Defensively, go get Max Crosby. I know it's very unrealistic to get both of them, but I'm manifesting here. I'm hoping for the best. Go get Max Crosby. He very clearly wants to play here. Doesn't want to play in Las Vegas anymore. That team stinks. They're rebuilding. So give him a draft pick, 31 overall pick, 31st overall pick, should get Max Crosby, no problem whatsoever.
Find it funny that he wants to leave Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why I think they'll have to spend that first overall pick is to get him out of there, because I don't think the Raiders will want to deal with the New England Patriots. And second to last, decide if Will Campbell is a tackle or a guard, and then tell him he's going to play guard, and then draft a tackle. You're going to either draft a tackle or you're going to sign a tackle. I know Vrabel said he's going to play tackle, but either
so he's going to play tackle.
Okay, but he's saying that in the media he might move the position based on need. If there is, you look at the free agent market. If there is a clear and cut upgrade at left tackle over Will Campbell, you go and get that upgrade. You move Campbell to guard. You move Wilson to center. Bang, right there. There's your offensive line revamped. Campbell will be a guard. It's tough because you drafted him 4th overall last year to play tackle. Turns out he's a guard. But if there is no clear-cut better replacement that you can get your hands on, run it back year 2. See if it was just more of a meniscus injury right there and coming back with his confidence. And he was also a rookie playing up against really good defensive lines. If he still struggles, then you know your answer. But that is going to be the goal with Will Campbell, to figure out if he's a tackle or a guard. And then last but not least, let's find one of those disgusting punters. For some reason, we don't have one of those. Watching the Broncos and Seahawks punter nail it inside the 10, 15-yard line every single time was kind of frustrating. I'd like to do the same thing. So that is my manifesting my perfect Patriots offseason right there. A.J. Brown, Max Crosby, pay Gonzo. Don't pay Stephon Diggs unless he wants to restructure his contract to be team-friendly. Decide Will Campbell if he's a guard or a tackle. If there's an upgrade, get an upgrade. And last but not least, find a better punter.
Are you jumping ship then on Will Campbell? Is that what are you
I'm
saying
not
that?
jumping ship, but if I'm seeing a clear-cut better left tackle over Will Campbell in the free agent market, yeah, I'm going to jump ship.
Then I'm gonna say to you what you said about Drake Maye. He's 22.
I'm not saying he's not a franchise left tackle.
He's
I'm saying
22,
if we see a guy in free agency that's a clear upgrade over Will Campbell, you make the move.
I don't think there is one. I don't think there is one. He's 22. He's a rookie, and he was playing with a season-ending injury, and he stuck it out and played through the playoffs with us. You're not going to find another guy. I don't care if he's the best tackle in the league. I care about his loyalty and his dedication to the team, and he proved that.
It's a good point, but I'm not going to disagree with Tom. I think if you're looking from a GM and front office perspective, if you have player A and player B without looking up two names, and player A is significantly better than player B, I think you take player A without a heartbeat. But I think with the circumstance that the Patriots and Mike Vrabel are in, Mike Vrabel has already said that Will Campbell is staying at tackle. He is our tackle. We draft him as a tackle. I don't think moving him to guard is really going to be like the priority in Mike Vrabel's mind. I don't think that's going to be a priority. That's why I think drafting more offensive linemen is going to be the move of the New England Patriots because
give him a break.
I think they're going to focus more on the free agents and trades more for the defense and maybe the wide receivers, if you're looking at guys like Max Crosby, A.J. Brown, and Jordan Pickens. I don't really think their eyes during free agency are going to be set on linemen. I think they're actually going to go into the draft with their eyes set on linemen. So I don't disagree with what Tom is saying, but I know, again, it's manifesting. We're picturing our perfect off seasons, but I just don't think with the standing that we're in right now, I don't think drafting like this clear-cut lineman or replacing Will Campbell with it is gonna be the move. I think the free agency prioritizes George Pickens and Max Crosby. Much rather would have George Pickens than AJ Brown, by the way.
Who's Pickens from? Is he from the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Why you on the Cowboys?
That's what I thought. I just remember hearing the name, and I don't remember much else about him. I really only watched the Patriots, if you guys remember. And Trevor.
I think George Pickens would be great. I think while CeeDee Lamb was out, he was absolutely phenomenal.
He stepped up.
I think, when he was on the Steelers, he was faulty on the Steelers because it was the Steelers. They have no plan of where they're actually headed, and their quarterback changes every single year, ever since then.
Well, now they have, what's his name, Aaron Rodgers? What's going to happen there?
Yeah, they have a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, and then, he moves.
Who's probably going to retire.
He moves to Dallas. He has a great quarterback in Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb goes down. That gives him the opportunity to really step up with a great quarterback, and in my opinion, better coaching, but whatever. That allows George Pickens to really, step up and really shine, get some of that spotlight. But then CeeDee Lamb comes back, and now it's CeeDee Lamb's team. And I would love to have George Pickens on the team much more than AJ Brown.
Yeah, I like AJ Brown. I'm a big loyalty person. I kind of put talent on the back burner, which is really bad. But if you're loyal to the team, then you're worth keeping around.
And that's the part that sucks about sports because, we watch these guys and we absolutely love them.
Yeah.
But there has to be a point where we look at these guys and we're like, there is a better option than this guy, and we have to take that guy.
Like, and I'm kind of, I will say, with Mac Jones, from day one, did not like him. I never put my eggs in his basket. I never supported him. I would walk around saying, that's not my quarterback. And I hate to break it to you, but I was right. So I'm very specific with who I put my loyalty in.
Yeah, it's fair. Like I have so much love and faith in Keyshawn Boutte and Drake Henderson. Those are my two favorite offensive players on this team, not in Drake Maye. But based on who they are, where their things are, I can't guarantee they're going to be on this team for the rest of the year. For the rest of their career. So there may have to be a point at some point where the Patriots may move one of those two, and I could be like, damn, sucks.
Yeah. And that's also where I think us Patriots fans were spoiled for so long. Like, we had Amendola Edelman. Like, we had all these people for so long that we just were like, okay, like those are our guys. That's who we trust. That's who we know is going to be there for us in the end zone, in the red zone, just ready. And I really think that a lot of people nowadays are just so greedy that they won't take the pay cut to succeed as a team. They're just looking for their payday, and I think that's ruining the NFL personally.
It
All right,
sucks. It
so
sucks when your favorite team, gets rid of your favorite player.
Yeah, I know.
championship over players. So Sarah, what is your manifesting? You're getting your rocks out, your crystals out. What does your perfect Patriots offseason look like?
Sign Trevor Lawrence.
No. I think that would be too much for me. I think I would die. No. I want Trevor to stay where he is. I think he has a good thing going in Jacksonville. They just had a great season, new head coach. Let him do what he needs to do down there. Also I don't want to get a restraining order. But I think my perfect Patriots offseason would be work out some deals with a few guys, try to find a way to extend Gonzo, like you both said. Somehow get Tonga back. I think he was a great guy to have on the sidelines. And I feel like he's like a multiplayer. Like you could put him in a few different positions and he will do well. Also, I just love his name. Like it's just fun to say. Like I'll be sitting on the couch, I'm like, where's Tonga? Give me Tonga. That's a great name for a dog.
Kyrus Tonga.
Mac,
Yeah,
we
it's a
might
good name.
change your name. Oh,
Tonga.
he just stared me down.
I like the name Tonga.
Well, I told him when Mac Hollins came out on the stage for the Patriots rally, I told him, I said, that's who you're named after, bud. So now that I've said that to him, we can't get rid of Mac Hollins, so maybe figure out a way to keep him around. Definitely figure out the O-line situation, because that was a hot mess in the off-season or postseason. Yeah, I just definitely try to get. I like Max Crosby. I think he'd be a good addition to the team, especially because he's been vocal about the fact that he wants to come to New England. He wants to play for Mike Vrabel, and he sees something in this team. So that would be nice. Also, I think I don't want to make too many changes. If we're able to keep most of our guys, I would like to do so. And really, just like I said earlier, it's a young team. Just get them to grow with each other and lean on each other, which Mike Vrabel has done an amazing job at doing. So I think that if he keeps the guys that we have now and he really just like focuses on them and like their specific needs and like what they need to do to grow together, I think we'll be back in the Super Bowl and within the next 3 years.
All right.
Can I add one last thing I just thought of last minute?
Yeah.
I would, and this is not me jumping ship, so I need to emphasize that this is not me jumping ship. I'd like to sign a backup quarterback
Yeah, that'd be nice.
because if, God forbid, if this O line doesn't improve and we do see more of Drake May injury becoming a big thing, I think this shoulder was kind of just potentially the tip of the iceberg. I think it may potentially, if the O line doesn't improve and Drake May ends up taking huge bumps every single game, I think obviously
Something's gonna happen.
something definitely will add up at one point. And you're going to see him go down eventually for a good period of time. So I just think that, I mean, who are backups right now? Tommy DeVito and Josh Dobbs, they're okay, but I think maybe just getting like I'm looking at the list right now, and I don't really like any of these backup
I was
quarterbacks.
gonna say, if you say Mac Jones, I'll kick you.
No, I'm looking at the list right now, and I'm not really seeing anything I like. I mean, you can throw Joe Flacco in there, but Joe Flacco,
Ugh.
like, how many more years of Joe Flacco are you going to get?
Maybe let's get like a young guy.
I mean, there's one young guy that I kind of like. Not really young, but there's one youngish guy I would kind of
Not
like.
close to retirement is what I meant.
Yeah, that is a Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett, by the way.
No, I'd rather. I mean, if
No
backup
thanks.
quarterback is so fun on the list of priorities for me, but like,
No,
what
but
the
Yeah.
frick
I
you do?
think having
Oh,
and this isn't like a priority, but I just think maybe having like that fail safe of just having a better backup
yeah.
quarterback. If Drake May goes down because of this garbage O line, I think that would maybe keep you alive for a couple games so that you can make the playoffs for that. If Drake May doesn't have an injury, he can come back and you have a good playoff spot so that your
Yeah.
team
And
alive and Drake May.
it's not you jumping ship, it's you putting more faith in your team, honestly. Like you're just ensuring the safety of your players. That's it.
But
That's
yeah,
all it is.
Well, that would be our perfect Patriots offseason. We're trying to manifest. We got the rocks, we got the crystals out. Somebody's reading a horoscope at some point in time, but it's time to pivot out because when the Patriots season is done and they pick up football again in 200 something days,
Sarah's favorite time of the year.
we got to look at
Fucking hate this time of the year. This is when I get depressed.
It's literally affecting her body. If you can't tell, she is sickly. Patriots in the loss. She's dying. But we're gonna look at the Boston Celtics and Boston Red Sox real quick before we get to the new segment. Before we get out of here, real quick, Jason Tatum return is all but imminent. It is around the corner. If you ask me, we are so close we can taste it. There is a new theory out there that is going to be March 1st because the league moved around some games to make the Celtics 76ers on March 1st a primetime game. As long as the game is home, that is a game you can suspect Tatum to return. And I just don't think you can tell. Like, you literally cannot convince me it's not around the corner.
It's
I don't.
It's up in the air. I'm not going to say you're wrong. This goes back to the Vucevic trade. I'm not going to say you're wrong, Tom, but I also think there's still that narrative out there where they may just want to swing the two teams. I mean, the Sixers and the Celtics are both playoff teams. The Sixers are already kind of bouncing around that like 3 to 6-ish area in the standings. But you could very well just say that it's just two teams that they want to televise because they're two good teams. The Celtics and the Sixers have had a good rivalry since when was Sam drafted? 2018. So yeah, you can throw it since 2018.
But you know what game they moved?
Yes, I do know what game they moved.
Mavs Thunder, which has the one, Cooper Flag, who could be the rookie of the year. It's going to be him or Con Knuppel.
It could be
Knuppel. I don't know how the hell you say his last name.
Con Knuppel.
Are you serious?
Con Knuppel.
Okay. And then you have SGA and the OKC Thunder, the defending champs.
Wait. Did you say?
It's a U, right? It's KNULPPLE.
Yeah, Con Knuppel's on the Hornets, bud.
Yeah. But they're competing for rookie of the year.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Cooper Flag.
No, they're competing for rookie of the year.
You're talking about the rookie on the Mavericks. I'm like, you're talking about
No, they're competing for rookie of the year. So like, you look at that, I think the league is trying to guess when he's going to be back to make sure it's a nationally televised game because he's the biggest American star in the game. Like when LeBron, Steph, and KD retire, he's the biggest American star.
I'm just trying to think who else is there.
Like, Kawhi Leonard doesn't play enough games to be the biggest star.
Jokic is European, SGA's Canadian.
Wemby's French, Giannis is Greek, Luka's Slovenian. Like, he is the biggest American star. He's the biggest American star, and he's the best and biggest American star is the way to put it. He's better than LeBron, he's better than Steph, he's better than KD.
I was just thinking
currently.
I was just thinking if there was anyone else that we were forgetting. I mean, it's up in the air. I know you're making a good point. But yeah, but if you could also be looking at the Mavs Thunder game as just kind of a throwaway game because the Mavs are like the 12th seed right now. But I think you do make a good point of how it's the rookie of the year race, defending champs, Cooper Flag, number 1 overall pick. Maybe the only thing you do move in that scenario is when you have a top guy coming back into the league.
I mean, NBC is literally releasing a documentary about Jason Tatum's recovery. He's coming back this season.
I think he is as well. I still think it's way out there. But do you think, I mean, I'm no doctor, but do you really think they can pinpoint an exact date for when he comes back? That's what again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how recovery times work, but can someone really look at an injury and be like, yes, this exact day, you will be 100% good to go?
No, because it's different for everybody and how serious they take the recovery and how their body takes to the surgery and all of those, variables in that sense. But they can definitely pinpoint a return, a timeline. And I think he's well on the way to his return. And I think at this point in the return game, and obviously Celtics medical staff, Tatum's medical staff, him himself, they know where his body is better than anybody else. They know, okay, the Celtics are not going to put him out there until he is 100% risk-free of re-injuring it because he was out too early. Now, obviously, like a freak injury could re-injure the Achilles, but they're not going to put him out there when he is at detriment to himself to hurt himself again because he got out there too early. They're just not going to, especially with Billy Chisholm, new owner buying the team, they're not going to put the biggest asset at risk to be out for another season. So, yeah, like I'm not a doctor, but they're not going to risk that. But when Tatum is 100% healthy, which I believe he is right around the corner to being healthy, and now he's getting up to game speed.
Yeah, I think something to back it up too is that he had the practice with the Maine Celtics as well.
Yes, and when they did that with KP last year or 2 years ago, they did that with Kristaps Porzingis.
2 years ago,
eight days later, KP was back playing basketball. So let's say you add an extra week. That's 15 days. That would make it February 27th would be an extra week on those 8 days they took to KP. So 15 days, you get to February 27th. Home game, Friday night against the Brooklyn Nets, an easy game to come back for Tatum. So I think it just makes too much sense. Like it is genuinely right around the corner, and I'm open to any and all conspiracy theories on why you believe it's that day.
I don't.
Sarah doesn't care.
That too.
So I just want to get a little quick Tatum talk in there. I'm not going to bring up the Jaylen Brown post because I don't care about it whatsoever.
When he was comparing,
Jaylen Brown was comparing last season's team to this season's team based on like record and offensive stats, and kind of people were making it seem like, ooh, look at me, I don't need Jason Tatum to do this and that. I will not take any splitting up the Jays conversation. I will not stand for it.
I'm simply seeing it because I'm a big Jaylen Brown guy. I'm seeing it as Jaylen Brown has always been getting hate. He always has been. I simply think he is showing this. I don't think it's a shot at Tatum, but I think he is kind of using like the little Tatum narrative to kind of say, oh, we don't have our best guy, but like I'm literally helping this team so much. And I think he's just trying to silence the haters. I think that's basically kind of where his head is at. He doesn't want to just, tell people that he doesn't need Tatum. I think he's just trying to prove the haters wrong, because ever since Tatum and Brown have been a duo, people have always said that, Brown doesn't have a left hand, Brown's a second, Brown needs Tatum, yada, yada, yada. He sucks. They're going to do awful this season. And I think he's just trying to come out and completely silence the haters.
Yeah, Brown's been told like almost his entire career, you're not a number one, you can't carry your own team. And then he's just kind of saying, this is what I've been able to do myself without Tatum, running the team, leading the team. And that's all he's ever wanted to really do, is be the number one guy on a basketball team. But like, unfortunately and fortunately for him, Tatum was drafted a year after, and he gets to play alongside Tatum, who is top 5 player in the world. They're going to win multiple championships, I fully believe. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. But again, I will not stand for any split up the Jays slander. If you don't split up two superstars like that, you try to make it work the best of their ability. The ball can go around.
I will still stand on my case that once Tatum comes back and the rest of their careers go through, I genuinely think that if the two of them stay together, they will be I will comfortably say they will be a top 3 duo of all time. That's my hot take for the rest of their career. Top 3 duo of all time.
I don't think so, because I don't think you're going to beat Kobe, Shaq, Michael Jordan.
Kobe, Shaq is 1.
Shaq, Jordan, Pippen, MJ, Magic, Kareem.
I think you can take over Magic, Kareem. I was thinking of Wade and Braun, Shaq, Kobe, MJ, Pippen. Those were the 3.
Like Steph, KD. No, they're not going to. They can be a top 10. But I want to move on. I want to move on to the Red Sox real quick before we get to the new segment. It's literally paining Sarah physically to hear this much basketball and baseball talk. But Red Sox are in spring training. The season is around the corner, 38 days away from opening day in the major leagues. But the Red Sox ownership continues to put their foot in their mouth. It seems every single chance they get to talk, they find a way to just piss off Red Sox fans. So I'm paraphrasing.
Tom, what did Sam Kennedy say yesterday?
So if you're not aware, Sam Kennedy, president of the Boston Red Sox, he's like below John Henry, I believe. He's pretty much the mouthpiece of John Henry. So when John Henry says he's his
lapdog, basically.
It's pretty much, okay, he has to defend a lot of the poor decisions that are made by the organization because John Henry refuses to let the team suspend. And Craig Breslow, the GM, does the same thing as well. But Sam Kennedy said a couple things this past weekend that were just mind-boggling and just so out of touch with the fan base. When talking with Alex Bregman not coming back to the Boston Red Sox, he pretty much boiled it down and said, if Bregman wanted to be here, he'd be here. And it's like, okay, great. At its core, Is he wrong? No.
Yes.
No. But that's not the whole picture. You didn't. All Bregman wanted was a no trade clause, pretty much the report's saying. And you died on the hill that you were not giving him a no trade clause, so he went elsewhere. So, like, yeah, if Bregman really wanted to be here, would he have sacrificed and caved on that no trade clause? Yes. However, you could have also just given him the no trade clause and let Bregman, and then Bregman would have been here. And then you don't have the situation where you traded away your franchise player, Rafael Devers, for a bag of chips because you're choosing Bregman over Devers, and now both of them are gone. And then to go out and say later, well, you can't replace a guy like Rafi Devers. What are we doing? What are we, like, genuinely, what are we doing? Like, what? I can't imagine you could be this stupid.
When you think it's at its worst, you think it can't get any worse, and then these guys come out here and say stuff like this. That does make it absolutely worse. I mean, the whole point of getting Bregman, of getting rid of Devers, was that you get Bregman, and then to say that if you wanted to be here, you would have, when it was completely on you. It keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. And at the end of last season, with how the Red Sox were doing, I mean, I know that they went to 3 games with the Yankees, and that didn't end up turning well like we wanted to, but there was such good hope. But then the offseason comes around, and it has literally just completely spiraled down. They exceeded expectations last season, and now it's like, oh, we're going to have such great expectations for this season because of how well we did. But now it's like, oh, no, never mind. We're going right back to where we were at the start of last season. They're in the exact same logjam that they were in last season.
Yeah, and like, again, worse problems to have than you have too many outfielders, but you don't have enough infielders is the other issue. Like, it just seems every year they find a way to just mess up the offseason when it's at a basis. It's so simple.
It's so simple in what to do.
It was retain Bregman, it was find a right-handed power bat, and upgrade the pitching staff, and they did one of those 3 things. It can never be enough to do all the 3 things on your first try. Like, they upgraded the pitching staff. Crochet, Sonny Gray, Bayo. There's a guy in there I'm missing as well. The guy that they signed from the Phillies, whose name is escaping me, begins with an R. Like, they have a good starting 4 rotation, and then you have young guys, Peyton Tolley, Connor Early, and then you have Chapman to close the games as well. Like, you have a good pitching staff, but now your offense is literally going to be one of the lowest ranking offenses in the major leagues. It's going to be pathetic.
Ranger Suarez.
It's going to be. Thank you. What is it, Ranger Suarez?
Ranger Suarez. I completely forgot. I knew that name.
He's from the Phillies. But it's just like, okay, how much can Roman Anthony do at 20-something years, 22, 23 years old?
Yeah, if they want to completely extinguish what happened this offseason, they better pray that Roman Anthony ends up becoming this completely breakout star. Which
if he goes and has an AL MVP case, like, your offense won't suck.
You need something like that for all this to be forgotten about. Where do they see that happening?
And your infield defense, like, I don't trust Trevor Story to be healthy again all year. I don't trust Marcelo Mayer to be healthy all year, even though this is going to be his first full year in the big leagues. His entire time in college and in the minors, he's never played a full season. Wilson Contreras playing first base, and then I can't even remember the guy they signed to play third base. They got Caleb Durbin to play third base. It's like, this is your infield? Like, I do not trust this infield at the plate or to stay healthy.
Same.
Sorry, did you say same?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we still have
You're
Narvi.
just shocked that I spoke.
Maybe Narvi has a breakout year. Like, Abreu, Cedon, Roman is going to be one of the best outfields in the majors, but it's just you have such a glaring hole. And, like, re-signing Bregman doesn't solve all of the issues, but it puts, like, you have 8 leaks in the boat. Re-signing Bregman patches up one of those leaks in the boat. Getting a better pitching staff patches up a leak on the boat. You have your outfield set, and then you have to find a DH like that. Like, if Masataka Yoshida is your day-to-day DH, I'm going to be pissed. Like, you're clogging all these holes, and instead of that, you're just letting the water come in and deciding to say, yeah, everything's fine. It's not fine. You bundle this offseason, embarrassing so, and continue to be so out of touch with your fan base. It really is embarrassing how out of touch their fan base can be. And Sam Kennedy will tell you, he grew up down the street from Fenway. It's like, okay, buddy, like, whoop-de-freaking-do, okay?
I live 20 minutes from Fenway, and I couldn't tell you one player on the team.
Drives me up a freaking wall.
Me?
No, Sam Kennedy.
Sam Kennedy. Like,
just how out of touch the ownership is.
You grew up in the alleyways of Boston and could walk over and get a Fenway frame. Like, okay, and
that, like, and I know it's not all him, because at the end of the day, John Henry won't cut the check, is what it really comes down to. but it's just like how arrogant they are about it. Really, is what gets on my nerves.
It reminds me of, well, I mean, I guess if you're speaking on like a John Henry case and money wise, it doesn't really make sense. But it like reminds me of like, a horror movie. You have the easy, safe path, smart path. You should be going down here, and then you have like just death, and they're choosing to just go down death. And it literally has two big signs right here on telling you what to do.
It's like, hide in the bunker or go hide in the garage with all the weapons.
Yeah, it's like, oh, arm yourself with so much gear so you can survive, and then the other one's just like a black hole death. Like, let's go down this one, guys.
I couldn't agree more. So I'm sure next week we'll have another 3 quotes from the Boston Red Sox to dissect and how much they don't care about the fan base, and maybe we'll have a Tatum return. But real quick before we get out of here, we're gonna introduce a new segment because in the absence of football, which Sara is, as you can tell, so distraught about,
we need to find a way to get Sara her happiness back. I don't like the
I might be like a seasonal part of this show, and I only come on for football.
She's a marketing worker.
But also,
I'm so sad.
But also, we tried to bring up a new segment. We had some football segments that we're no longer doing. We had the predictions. Josh, do we even know who the hell won the predictions? Like, do I owe you a 6?
You won by 2.
All right, I expect a 6-pack at some point in time. Not alcoholic, please.
Well, yeah, I gotta like.
I'm trying to lay off
soda. 6-pack of Sprite.
No, I'm getting him something funky.
I'm trying to lay off. If you want, I'm trying to lay off soda too.
Would you want to?
No, I want find some healthy bubbly alternative to soda. I don't like tonic water. I don't like liquid death.
Get some seltzer.
I'm not a huge seltzer. But again,
there's some out there that are really good. What about what are those?
Use your discretion, Josh.
What about Izzy's?
I've never heard of those before. But use your discretion, Josh. I trust you wholeheartedly. Just a reminder, I found you one of your favorite beers last year, so don't screw me over.
So no soda, obviously no alcohol, no soda. Oh God, you're not making it easy for me.
Just get him a seltzer.
I'll drink it.
Shout out Tom for finding me one of my top 3 favorite beers now.
Yep.
What'd you give him?
Dos Esques.
I'm the most interesting man in the world now.
Most interesting. No, he doesn't always drink, but when he does. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is at the end of every show, it's called the Big Debate. We're gonna bring a new topic every single week. It's gonna be decided by somebody different. So this week I brought it up. Try to keep it semi-topical, but it could be anything. It could be Jordan LeBron. It could be do the Celtics retire too many jerseys. It could be any sport related. So this week, in honor of the Olympics, we're gonna be debating what is better, summer or Winter Olympics. And I'll start because I think it is clear and cut, like dry, no competition. I think Winter Olympics wipes the floor with the Summer Olympics.
I gotta look at the list, but my head immediately goes to winter. But I need to look at the list of the two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking winter because I like hockey.
All right, this is not as much fun as I thought it was going to be, but like, genuinely, find me an argument for the Summer Olympics. Think of all the Winter Olympic sports; they're just better.
There's so many, and I will say the Winter Olympic sports are more entertaining to watch, and also like in the dead of winter, there's not much else to do.
I think the only one that really there's 2,
and the snowboarding's really cool.
There's 2 in the summer that do kind of sway me. One is just like one I like to watch for fun. I like the new skateboarding one that they've done, the freestyle skateboarding.
That one's cool.
I used to skateboard in high school, so I just like to, dive.
Reminisce.
I like to watch, dabble in it a little
bit. Are they
bit.
required to wear Thrasher shirts and Vans while skating?
No, but I think
it's not real.
No.
It's not real.
No, the only thing I really watch in the Summer Olympics, and it takes me away from the rest, so I don't even bother with the rest because I'm so in depth on this one, is simply basketball.
Yeah, like the basketball, because we're basketball fans, is good, but like US, like ice hockey and Olympics is just like on another level.
Yeah, if we're talking about like a general summer versus winter, I love Summer Olympic basketball, but we're talking all of them together, I have to go winter. Playoff hockey and country versus country hockey is a completely different breed. Sara actually stole my answer. I'm a huge fan of the snowboarding. I love the half pipe. I do
too. I was big on the Xander and I have been really big on the men and women's downhill skiing. That one's been really cool.
The ski jump is sick.
Like there's just no like when you think of Winter Olympic, you've always cool events, and then you go to Summer Olympics. It's like
I love the figure skating. I love it. That's
Can you
been
go to,
like I love the figure skating.
I like speed skating more than figure skating, but I'm not hating on it.
I think for me, like how you like the skateboarding, I like the figure skating because it has that dance element to it. So like I can kind of like
Also,
relate.
also the skeleton, or
I was
you
gonna say
are
you guys are
Oh
putting in
my
the best
God.
event.
you were on this is like one of my like this is a top 3. Like you were on a tiny sled head first with only a helmet going 70 miles an hour. One wrong move.
I would die.
I was gonna say, you
Annie,
guys forgot the best
actually,
events.
hold on. I have to hold on. My sister texted me the other day,
I think
randomly.
I think it's no doubt winter. The snowboarding is better. The ski jump is amazing. Skeleton is amazing. Luge is amazing. Bobsled. Hockey in general is great.
You
Especially
guys are forgetting the best Olympic sport, and it's like don't get into. I love the bobsled, the luge, the skeleton. I think those are all like any version of those I will happily watch. But the best Olympic event,
no,
hands
Bobsled.
down,
no, don't say curling.
curling. Curling is electric. It is awesome. I don't know how you guys haven't said curling. It's the best Olympic event. It is like just the way they throw the stone. Just it's so satisfying.
I will say it's enjoyable, but like yeah, it's enjoyable if I'm watching it. But like it's big shuffleboard.
It's
It
awesome.
really is. And
It's
to
awesome.
be fair, so my sister texted me on Friday, randomly in the middle of the day, thoughts on starting curling so we can go to the next Olympics.
Yes, I'm so down.
Okay,
I'm so down.
They did a bunch.
What do you have? Like a 4-person team?
It's a 4-person team. You have a throne
So
stower.
let's do it.
You have a spotter at the end, and you have 2 people. You have somebody at the end with the broom.
Well, I
and you have
can't
2
be the
people on the side
spotter.
with the
I'm
broom.
blind.
All right, well, you'll be one of the people on the side that's like brushing the ice. Like that's what they do to
Okay.
the stone. It's just everything about the sport. Just like it's so.
I know nothing about the sport.
It's so obscurely. I don't know how it's scored. I don't know. I know you want to get the
I
stone in the
don't know
middle
anything
of the dot.
about it.
It's just so obscure. Like who the hell thought of this? It's just so obscurely fascinating to me, and it's hilarious. Like they're brushing, you're sweeping ice to make a stone go down.
Well, where
down a
is
little pathway.
where is the next Winter Olympics? Is it in France? I think it's in Paris. Wait, aren't the Summer Olympics in Los Angeles?
I couldn't tell you. I know the World Cup
I
is coming
think
to
they
the
are.
States.
The World Cup is going to play in Gillette.
Yeah, that's gonna be a few days there.
2030 Winter Olympics will be held in February in the French Alps of France.
But like literally there's just nothing that comes close to the Winter Olympics when it comes to Summer Olympics, and it really stinks that our first big debate has no debate here.
I do like the swimming though in the summer.
See, I couldn't care less about the swimming. I think it's so
I
boring.
like it.
Like
It's
all
so
of the
like
I like the swimming, but if I'm comparing like a race to a race, I like speed skating more than the swimming.
yeah.
Actually, no, I'm sorry, that's a lie. No, I like swimming more than speed skating. That's a
Yeah,
lie.
like swimming's boring, water polo is boring, all like the running is boring, like the long jump is boring, like do they even do the shot put?
Oh,
Is that
I
even
like
still
to
in?
run it. Honestly,
it's all
I'll sit
boring.
down and watch like either games.
That's the thing. I'll watch.
I'll
but
watch it.
If both of them were on at the same time, it would
You're
be like
choosing winter
okay,
every
it
day
would
of the
be
week.
like-
Don't
I'm
play.
gonna choose winter.
it would be
And
like
I will say
it would be like summer
Ilya
basketball, and then like winter sport, all that.
Ilya Malinin, I think is his last name. The quad god. I don't know if you guys have been
I've heard
following
of the name.
him. I feel so bad for him. He was supposed to win gold.
Oh, is he the figure skater that like messed up dramatically? He was like he had like a clear cut to like the gold medal.
He
Like
was supposed to win gold. He's never not been on the podium. Never not been like first or second. And he's called the quad god because in skating there you guys know what the triple axel is?
No, I just figured he had like massive quads.
I'm also
I
thinking.
did too. And then my sister was like, no. So the triple axel is basically where you jump and you spin 3 times in the air and then you land it. He's called the quad god because he can do a quad. So instead of 3 turns, he does 4.
Okay.
And no one in 50 years has been able to like do that specific jump in the Olympic. I don't know if it was banned. I don't know what the story was behind it, but no one has been able to do it. And he's like one of the first athletes that brought it back. Not only can he do that, but he
Didn't
does
somebody do a
backflips.
backflip? Is he the
That
backflip
was
guy?
him. That
Okay,
was
that's
him.
tough. I'll give him that. That's tough.
So he's this like insanely talented skater. He's only 21, so he's just a kid. It's his first Olympics, and he has, I think, kind of like what happened with Simone Biles at her last Olympics. She had like mental blocks. I think that's what happened to him because the pressure got to him and everyone was talking about him. But yeah. No. I really hope he's okay because he placed
You
8th.
suck.
He placed 8th. He didn't even medal.
That didn't like
He
everyone
should
else,
have.
didn't like everyone else do so poorly. So all he had to do was like really finish his routine and
Well,
win first. But he messed up so badly
he
that
fell 3 times.
yeah, that
And then when he went to go for the quads, he ended up just doing a single or a double, which isn't good. He should have at least pulled out a triple.
that's
But
upsetting.
I honestly think there's like a conspiracy going around that the ice rink is like there's something wrong with it because almost every single skater fell in the same spot.
I saw something about that. Yeah, did you
Isn't
see?
like Sweden and Canada beefing over, or maybe it's France? Like there's some cheating allegations going on as well.
Yes, that's
Fighting over curling. That was Canada.
Yeah, because it's legit.
That was
It's a real
curling.
man's sport. It's legit.
well, no, there is something going on with the pairs in skating. So the couple skating, they're saying that the French team that won, they should not have won.
Yeah,
And they're
there's been,
saying that the judge on the bench was French and she rigged it so that her team would win gold. But also there's like a allegation about the male partner that's not good.
well, glad we, didn't work out the way I wanted, but I'm glad we all agree winter over summer. We will have bigger heated debates at some point in time. But I figured in honor of the Olympics, I feel like it was only fair to bring up the Olympics. The last thing I wanted to mention is the record that was broken at the Olympics. 10,000 contraceptives were used at the Olympics in the Olympic Village so far. I didn't know Olympians were the horniest people on the planet. But I'm curious, like, if somebody can find a way to study like the birth rates of Olympians post Olympics, I'd be like fascinated to read that study.
Yeah.
How many get knocked up at the Olympics?
They all chill in the same couple hotel buildings, I think. And
It's
they
like wake up, compete,
they just
bang,
go at it.
sleep, repeat.
Well, if you think about it, if you were going to have a child and you're a talented athlete,
Like a
who's the
specimen,
best
yeah.
partner
Another
to
specimen.
have? Exactly. Especially
Like-
at the Olympics, you're the best in the world.
Quad
And, like-
God might have like 5 kids after that.
And like
That,
the
like,
thing,
I
bad
don't
day.
think so.
He
I
let
don't
just
think
bang
so.
his feelings away.
I don't
another
think
thing
so.
is, and like I feel like if my mom's watching this, she's gonna kill me. If you win first place gold, how
Yeah,
else are you
like,
gonna
You're literally
celebrate?
the best in the world at your specific event.
Yeah, literally, you're the best in the world at your single sport that you do. How else are you gonna celebrate?
Yeah, like
Some
they're really niche,
people-
but still.
Some people are in multiple events, so
Yeah.
True.
I don't
true.
know.
But yeah, no, I find
But
that
also, you have to remember how many people are staying in
True.
the Olympic Village, so
But
it's not like every single person there.
even if you were to put like a lot of people in the building, I don't think it would be this much. There has to be some kind of
don't know.
connection between
It's in the
Olympians.
water. Maybe it makes you compete better.
I feel like this isn't the first time that something like this has been said.
the last one they did it as well.
Do you think
but-
there's like a unwritten rule that if you're an Olympian, you can only go after Olympians, so that when the Olympics come around,
Probably.
you're like, oh, finally, I can do it. Let's go.
Yeah, maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. That's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
So I saw that, and I believe it was 10,000. I just want to make sure I get
It
the
is.
right number.
It is, I
10,000.
think.
All right.
I remember seeing it too.
Word. So that's how we're going to end the show today, because I thought that was one of my favorite. I mean, I don't read the news a lot, but that news story made me laugh.
That's
Good
your
to
favorite
know.
news story?
It just made me laugh. It made me chuckle. It made me, a hearty little laugh is what someone say.
It made you giggle.
Yeah.
Tom's takeaways from today's episode: curling is the greatest sport ever, and he loves horny Olympians.
That's not what I said. I thought it was funny.
That's
Like,
just
that
a
is an
little
impressive-
recap for
that is
you.
an impressive amount of contraceptives to be used, but at least they're being safe, which is always what you
Just
want.
say
in that-
condoms. Don't say contraceptives. Just say
Contraceptives. It's the
condoms.
professional way to say it. Anyways, that's going to do it for the Duck Boat Dispatch, episode number 39. Patriots lost the Super Bowl a week ago.
Shut
Sarah
up.
is reeling. I got it, Sarah. I'm setting the
You
scene.
don't
I'm setting the
have
scene.
to.
We're a week away from that. We manifested our perfect Patriots off seasons. We looked at the potential Jason Tatum return dates. The
Yeah.
Red Sox spitting in the face of their fans once again. We'll be back next week. Maybe we'll have a Tatum return at some point in time. But yeah, we'll be getting a lot more into basketball, baseball, hockey as we go on throughout. And we'll hopefully have a bigger debate for next week as well. So make sure you tune back in next week. You can subscribe on YouTube at the Duckboat Dispatch, like, comment. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at the Duckboat Dispatch. And if you want more of an audio version of the podcast, we're on Apple and Spotify as well. So make sure you go and look there. Be a friend, tell a friend, share with a friend, because sharing is caring. And we'll be back next week to break down all the latest news in the Boston sports market.